Hello there and welcome. How's it going? This is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Welcome to the Ask and Be Inspired affiliate marketing live stream, designed to help you get unstuck, produce results, and achieve time freedom even if you're brand new. Have you been considering to market an affiliate marketing company offer? Or perhaps you already have a business opportunity of some sorts. You see the earning potentials. You see what it can do for your life. But when you go out there to market it, you're stuck on what to do. Let me further explain. Have you ever had a week where you know you got to take action, you know you got to market your business, but you're just not sure what to talk about? I can relate to those feelings myself. Because way back in the beginning, when I got started with my very first affiliate marketing opportunity, I went through the trainings, but when it came to taking action, I understood the importance of doing paid marketing. So I got that going here and there where the budget allowed for it. But when it came to free marketing, when it came to doing social media, I wasn't exactly clear on what to talk about. You ever run into that feeling? You just don't know what to talk about. You don't know what kind of content to put out there for your emails, your social media posts, and your videos, so that you can be generating leads from those content, those pieces of content, and convert them into sales. Have you been constantly running into that roadblock? Well, I know I did in the very beginning. Now, I would generate some level of interest here and there, but it wasn't consistent. Why? Because a lot of the times I had trouble thinking of what I could talk about. And the only thing I knew what was getting attention was one-liner post in the form of motivational quotes. Now, don't get me wrong. Motivational quotes are good, but to make your profile just all about that kind of content, it runs dry after some time. And while that can be good for those that are building their affiliate marketing business, it's not exactly what they're looking for. If you're going to create content, you need to talk about the things that your target market is looking for. You need to give your audience what they want. But in order to give them what they want, you have to know what they want first. Now, in my other pieces of content, if you've been watching my videos for some time, you will know that one of the topics I talk about a lot is the importance of target market. That it's important you do your target market research so that you can understand what that audience wants. Because the reason why you're having trouble creating content around whatever it is that you sell, it's because you don't know who you're speaking to. Or let's say you know who you're speaking to, but you haven't done enough market research to understand their pains, their challenges, their problems that they go through, what keeps them up at night. You haven't studied that enough. So, what do you do in this instance? Well, here's what you do. You got to do your market research first. Make sure you study your target market and always be getting in their heads about what it is that they're thinking. You got to enter that conversation that's going on inside their head. Otherwise, if you don't enter that conversation that's going on in your potential prospect's mind, then what's going to happen is you're not going to know what to talk about. And there will be days where you feel like, I'm just not going to put out any kind of content. And that's going to be detrimental to your overall business progress. Am I making sense to you here? Are you getting what I'm telling you? So how you can get over that hurdle of creating content is I just told you the first step. You got to do your target market research. But on top of that, you gotta look at what's around you. Because when you think you don't have anything to talk about, there is something that you can talk about. Let's say you watch a movie or a TV show, and it reminded you of a critical business lesson that you can create content around. For instance, I'll give you an example. Have you ever heard of the movie The Pursuit of Happiness? It's a great movie that stars Will Smith and talks about his struggles of what he went through before he became successful. Now, this isn't necessarily his documentary, but he talks about a real life character who went through real life struggles just to get to becoming successful at what he does. Highly recommend that movie if you haven't watched it. But I remember some time ago, not too long ago, I wrote a piece of content which I repurposed as an email and also a social media post. So it was being broadcasted to my email list, and then I was also posting it on social media. Now, that's the great thing about content is you don't always have to keep creating content every single time. You can take some content you've already done and expand on it. And that's what exactly I do with some of my content. I'm always coming up with new content ideas, but I'm not always doing this for every single piece of content that I'm putting out there. Sometimes it's actually good to repurpose content so you're not creating more work for yourself. So back to that piece of content I wrote around the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. I tied it into a business lesson in that we all have dreams that we're striving for, that we have goals in our hearts that we want to achieve, things we want to manifest in our lives. And we go through these struggles because they get us closer to where we want to be. And even though we might not like it at first, when we reach the top and we look back at what took us there in the first place, we start showing more appreciation and become humbled by it, if we choose to look at it that way. Now, that was the lesson I tied into that post, and it performed extremely well. I got over 50 reactions on that social media post, and that was all organic. I didn't pay for people to like my content. I didn't pay for followers, none of that. That was all generated organically. And every piece of content that I write, whether it be for emails or social media posts or creating video content like this was all from me structuring it. And if it came to emails and social media posts, I write this content myself. So if you're stuck on what to talk about with your target audience, first of all, you got to get crystal clear on who you're speaking to, and you got to get inside their heads, enter that conversation they're having in their minds. Because when you know what pains, challenges, and problems that they're going through, you're going to know what to talk about. And it's not going to seem so incredibly difficult to create pieces of content around what they're looking for. Now, inspiration is all around you. Heck, if you had something that happened during your day, you can turn that into a piece of content. Now, I mentioned this before, and I'll mention it here again. I recommend keeping a content journal handy. So this is what I would do, especially if you're a beginner at this. I would get a separate notebook solely dedicated to content journaling. And at the end of every night, you ask yourself the following question by writing it down. What happened today that I can use for content? What happened today that I can use for content? Now, I don't take the whole credit for this. This was actually an email marketing course that I took from one of my coaches and mentors, Greg Davison, which this is a helpful piece of advice that I'm giving you, because this will help solve your content problems, especially when it comes to email marketing. Because I always get this question asked about, what do I talk about? What do I write about? What's going to get me attention? And this is what you need to do in order to get that attention going, so that people will pay more attention to you and tune into your content more often. That way, you'll increase your chances of generating leads from those people that are following you and converting those leads into sales. But if you're not understanding the process of how this works, it's going to be hard for you to achieve any kind of results. So I'll give you another example. Movies and TV shows are one form of inspiration. This could be something that happened during your day. So, for instance, you could write about what's currently going on in the economy. Now, mind you, if you're going to use real life events, current events, you got to make sure that it's relevant to your target audience. Otherwise, you're going to lose your audience. Chances are you're likely going to piss them off because it has nothing to do with them. And that's how you're going to get a lot of people unsubscribing from your list, unfollowing you, and those numbers can plummet. So if you're going to use real life events, you're going to use things from your day, it has to relate to what your target audience is going through. So let me give you an example. I'm going to use the real life current event of what's currently going on in the world economy, because everybody by now knows the economy is not doing great. So what I've done in some pieces of my content, whether that be a video, an email, or a social media post, I'm always talking about how the world economy is not doing so well right now. Prices are going up. People are struggling to make ends meet, find a way to generate income. And then I flip that around and I tell whoever's reading my content, I got a better solution for you, which can help you beat inflation for good. And so I write content like that. Inspiration is all around you. If you're sitting there right now, unsure of how to write your content to market whatever it is that you sell, pay attention to what's around you. It could be as something as simple as what happens during your day. Because even though you might be tempted to turn around and say, well, my life's not that interesting, I got nothing to talk about, there is something there that you can talk about. Heck, I've even seen people just talk about marketing while they're washing dishes. And while washing dishes might not have anything to do with it at first, you'd be surprised at how something simple can be so effective when you turn it into a piece of content. If you struggle with content marketing, you don't know what to talk about, just make sure you keep these things in mind. Get crystal clear on who your target audience is. Enter the conversation that's already going on in their minds. Create pieces of content that they're already looking for based on what they want. And you want to use your authentic voice, your unique personality to tie into your marketing efforts, to tie into your marketing content, because there is only one of you. You are the only one that has your own unique story. No one else is going to have your exact story. And that's the best part about this. This is why branding yourself is so important to do from the start. Because what I see a lot of people tend to do is they'll put out content, they'll write emails, they'll write social media posts, create videos, and they'll just keep droning on and on about the company. And all you hear is just about their company offer, how great it is, how much money they're making. But you don't hear anything about them. You don't hear anything about, well, how does it relate to you? The way that I'm talking in my content, I'm always making sure to tie it into speaking to you, the viewer that's watching this right now. Because I understand that you're looking for solutions. You're looking for answers to problems, pains, and challenges that you're going through. And I understand how that must feel like for you right now. But I'm here to tell you that there are solutions. There is a way that you can pull yourself out of the circumstances that you're in so that you can succeed over the long term. Now, I know that, and that's why I almost don't have a problem with making content, because I know who I'm speaking to, and I know that what they're looking for, I know what they're looking for, and that's why I go ahead, I create my pieces of content, and I'm able to broadcast them out with no problems. But for you, if you're a beginner doing this, it might be challenging in the very beginning. But that's why I recommend you get a content journal, write in that journal every single day, and always ask yourself the question, what happened today that I can use for content? This could be something that happened during the day. It could be from a movie that you watched, or probably you read something in a book that reminded you of a very important business lesson your target audience can gain a lot of value from. Whatever that might be, the possibilities are endless. But it's up to you how you want to go about doing it. Just remember that you got to brand yourself. You have a unique, authentic voice that no one else will have. Use that to your advantage when you're going out there and marketing whatever it is that you sell. Because that's key to taking the first step in generating leads and converting those leads into sales for whatever it is that you're marketing. Okay, so I actually didn't have any questions that came in prior to this live stream episode. So I'll be around for just a moment if you've got any questions that you'd like for me to answer. And if there are no questions, then I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, I don't see any more questions coming in, nor do I see any at the moment. I trust you got a ton of value out of this live stream episode. And if you did, I invite you to join me on the journey of achieving time freedom through affiliate marketing. Take the first step by grabbing my free beginner's cheat sheet for affiliate marketing report by looking for the link below this video. If you've been struggling to get your affiliate marketing business going, or perhaps you've already had experience promoting other things, but they didn't seem to pan out well, let me know what I can do for you in order to be of service to you on your journey to business success. I will gladly point you in the right direction so that you don't get lost on what to do. With that said, this is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Thank you so much for joining me on this live stream episode. Have an amazing day, wherever you may be, whatever time zone that you're watching this from. And I'll see you on the next one very soon. Take care and all the absolute best.